Yeah, they're different because their fundamentals are stronger than in Europe, from my experience so far. And the level is a bit higher than in Europe. They are aggressive, but in a smart way. Like I feel like in Europe sometimes they're like just pressing without thinking. But here in Japan, it makes sense why they're pressing, because they want to create a mistake from you. So it's like they are way more aggressive in a smart way. There are many players like. I'm not thinking. Like in general, the level in this tournament is so high. I can't name. Like there are so many players who are super good.
Yeah.
Like Novi played good. My opponent was an Eliza player from Japan who beat me pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
I forgot his name, but he's in top 8. Like and. In general, everyone's good there. It's insane. Yeah, I played often against JoeyFury in tournaments. For example, the last time was the Combo Breaker,
Right.
at Golden Letters, and before that, even in Europe, at Versatile. So we're facing each other quite often in Europe and like in offline tournaments, and it's fun to play against him. But yeah, he's a tough opponent for sure. He knows Miguel pretty well,
Right.
but I like the matchup Marduk and Feng, and he usually plays these two characters against me, and yeah, I was quite confident against. In the matchup, both. Since I played often against matchups, I have a lot of experience. For example, against Feng, I played so much the recent months, so I'm feeling ready against this Feng plays. But also, I'm kind of comfortable how JoeyFury plays, because I know he has a certain style which makes me feel comfortable, because I know how I can read certain patterns pretty well.
Right. It's a lot of experience.
Yeah, experience so far. Yeah, I also know both of his characters, like Bob and Kazumi. I was surprised he picked in the first match Bob, because he's more like me to pick Kazumi in tournaments. But yeah, I have luckily experience against the character. Then he switched after I won the first match. He won the second match against me, and then I picked Infinite because I feel comfortable on Infinite. And Kazumi is not as good without walls than with walls. And I could clutch it out at the end. Like it was just a clutch moment which I could take the opportunity to whiff punch him. I also feel comfortable against Jag because it's quite good for Miguel overall, or it's known to be good. To be honest, it's not that. If you need to play aggressive in general against Jag, but my style is very like a mix of aggression and being defensive, and I was a bit too defensive against Saint. Saint is a player who's very defensive as well, and he's like a wall. You can't counter him properly. You need to be like, mix him up better. I needed to mix him up more, and I didn't go for the lows at the end, and he took advantage out of it.
Sometimes when you get up against like these big name tournament setting, it can be intimidating to really go all out.
Definitely, yeah. And I saw he was so confident in his gameplay against me, so I also got a bit intimidated by his gameplay. Definitely. If I compare to the beginning of Tekken 7, he was not good at all. And with his buffs overall, after every season, he became so good. And I feel like he's a bit underrated, in my opinion, because he has so good and strong 50-50 tools. If you utilize them well, you can be a big threat to your opponents, because he has also great keep out tools. Because when you're like pressuring your opponent, and then he's scared, then you can use your Back 1 or Magic 4, and this can threaten their opponent so much.
Yeah. Balancing offense and defense.
Yeah, definitely. Just his general tools, like his fundamental tools, like jab and down for 1, the range are not the best, but if luckily he has good movement, so if you're like moving spacing properly, you should be fine with the go. Overall, Miguel is a character who is strong if you're like slow paced, but if you're fast paced, it's difficult to keep track on the speed because most of Miguel's moves are slow, or relatively slow, and because of that he's vulnerable to keep out jabs. That's why you need to find the perfect mix between being aggressive and defensive. It looks super nice. Like it looks so. The graphics are so amazing, and this style of the game. They want to change, like Tekken 8 in a better way, and you can see how much effort they put into this game compared to Tekken 7. Like the effects are looking good, but a bit too flashy in my opinion. But they can still change it. The effects are looking good. The character models are looking way better than the previous ones. Intros, outros. The gameplay itself is a bit like more aggressive as instead, but I need to get used to it. Compared to Tekken 7, it's way more aggressive, I feel like. I feel like it can be good if they balance it properly, because being aggressive is fun. As a spectator, if you watch it, it's fun. But if it's just aggressive, it's not appealing for the players itself, because people want to be defensive in Tekken. That's also very attractive for Tekken players, like with punishment, sidestep, sidewalk, using the 3D movement overall. But if you can't utilize these tools in Tekken 8, it's a bit unfortunate, because it has so much potential if they would mix the aggressive playstyle with like combining properly like movement. It would be so good. Some feedback would be like improving slightly the movement would be nice, so people can still be defensive, like sidewalking, backdashing, certain tools. Maybe some moves should be more unsafe, like rage charts are -13, maybe -15 or 14 would be fine. And so I'm not sure if heat engager moves are balanced. It looks quite overpowered because these tools are strong and you can mash them out until they are on hit. Like
There were some good cases where you did 4-4-2. I did 4-4-2.
Yeah.
I did 4-4-2.
Like, it's so obvious that people want to do heat engager moves, so maybe change the length or the duration of having heat engage. So
something short.
Yeah, something shorter. But I want a big shout out to Big, who made it possible for me to travel here. Like, I'm over 1 year with them, so I really appreciate their support. Besides of that, big shout outs to my friends who are with me here in Evo, Japan. I'm having a great time. It's just amazing hanging around, enjoying the time, playing games, and and also shout out to my fans who's supporting me. I really, really appreciate it, because I got so many nice words, and it's so insane, like how everyone's so kind to me, and thanks to everyone. Like,
Brilliant. Thank you. Wait. Double Arias. Yeah. All right. Thank you.